Shavua Tov, a gute Woche, and welcome to our program. Monday is Chai Elul, the 18th day of Elul. The 18th day of Elul is the birthday of the Baal Shem Tov, and also the birthday of the Alter Rebbe. And it's known by Chassidim that on Chai Elul we would say Gut Yom Tov. So this is Emir Tashem this coming Monday. And the Rebbe speaks extensively, as we will see in our program, about the specialty of Chai Elul. This year Rosh Hashanah is on Shabbos and Sunday. And there's an obvious question. We all know the great shturim about shofar. On the Rosh Hashanah, the first day of Rosh Hashanah, you sound the shofar, and the shofar is awakening, is a call for awakening to everyone. The question is, what happens this year? This year Rosh Hashanah is on Shabbos, and we don't sound the shofar. So where do we get that inspiration from? That shofar inspiration this year, when the first day of Rosh Hashanah is on a Shabbos. We will return to that in a moment, but first, our customary story. It's appropriate now, although it's already the end of the summer, but a Chassid went into Yochidus to the Rebbe many years ago, and he said that he visited a shliach out of town, and he knocked on his door, or he rang the bell, and it took a while until the shliach opened the door. When he did open the door finally, he asked him, how come it took you so long? So he says he has a minhag. And somebody rings the bell, he doesn't open the door unless he puts on a jacket and a hat. And that's what he told the Rebbe. The Rebbe was very happy with that answer. And the Rebbe said there are some who are far, far, but they are close, close. Although Begashmias he's far because he's not in 770 and he's far from 770. Nevertheless, in the spiritual sense, he's very close. He's doing what the Rebbe wants. When he greets somebody, it's with a hat and with a jacket. The Bad Yankiv Shvei, who used to be Arov in this community, said that the Rebbe gave us a uniform. He gave Chassidim a uniform. And the uniform is a jacket and a hat. And that's the uniform. And we're on the street, we are in that uniform. In our house, in our room, that's different. On the street, we are in the uniform. They tell the story that years ago, the Rebbe saw on the street a bocher from Eretz Yisrael without a jacket, without a hat. And when he passed by the Rebbe said to him, "Do is niet Kwal Chabad." This is not Kwal Chabad. And the Rebbe, of course, did not mean to make him feel bad. The Rebbe said, here there's a uniform, and that's a hat and a jacket. And the Rebbe was very happy when he heard that a shliach was doing exactly that. There's no need to explain this whatsoever. Everybody understands that. Rabbi say concerning Monday is Chai Elul, the birthday of the Baal Shem Tov and the birthday of the Alter Rebbe. And the Rebbe here adds that the Baal Shem Tov had two birthdays on Chai Elul. The physical birthday, he was born into this world on Chai Elul, and also the spiritual birthday, that is the day where he was Nizgale, when he was 36 years old, I believe. That was also on the day when he was revealed to everyone. That was also on the day of Chai Elul. The Rebbe brings that it says in Kisvei Hoarizal, on the Pasuk in Megillas Esther, V'hayomim ha'ele nizkorim v'na'asim, which means that through the fact that they are nizkorim, that they are mentioned, v'na'asim, they are done, they are reacted again. And therefore, the Rebbe says it's the same thing, the same with Pesach and so on, it's the same thing with Chai Elul. When we remember Chai Elul, Monday, Emil Hashem, that Monday is the birthday of the Baal Shem Tov, the birthday of the Alter Rebbe. We mentioned them. Through mentioning them the right way, v'na'asim, they are reacted again. The birthday of the Baal Shem Tov again, the birthday of the Alter Rebbe again. The Rebbe also brings from the previous Rebbe that he says that what does Chai Elul mean? Chai, we know, is Chayes, vitality. Elul, bringing, the previous Rebbe says, Chai Elul bringt rein a Chayes in Elul. Chai Elul brings a vitality, a Chayes in the month of Elul. He also said in a different nusach, in a different version, Chai Elul bringt rein a Chayes in der Avede von Anile Deidi v'Deidi Li. Anile Deidi v'Deidi Li is Rosh Tevis Elul. Chai Elul brings in a vitality in that service of Anile Deidi v'Deidi Li, that I am to my beloved and my beloved is to me, the Rosh Tevis of the month of Elul. And Chai Elul brings a vitality in that Avede. So Mirat Hashem on Monday, v'hayomim ha'ele niskorim v'na'asim. Niskorim, they are mentioned, v'na'asim, they are enacted again, and they're happening again. And then the Rebbe brings the moshel, that if you have a safety box, and there's a treasure in the safety box, and you have the key to the safety box. Now it doesn't mean that you're going to open it at all times. Sometimes you don't want to open it. But the fact that you know you have the safety box, and you know that there's a treasure there, and you know that you have the key to it, then that itself gives you great, unprecedented satisfaction. And it's the same thing with us. Since we know that we haben dem Schlüssel, we have the key to Chai Elul, and we know what Chai Elul is, but we have to, so even if we don't completely open it up, but we know what it is, and we know that we can open up if we want to. Mentioned before concerning Rosh Hashanah, but before that, one more word about Chai Elul. The Frierdiker Rebbe says that between Chai Elul you can do the math. It's not difficult math to do. Between Chai Elul and Rosh Hashanah, there are 12 days. 12 days means that each of one of the days we take care of another day of the year. So between Chai Elul, between Monday and Rosh Hashanah, there are 12 days. Each day we take care of another day of the month, of the last month. So we have work. So for Chai Elul we have wonderful, wonderful work. We have we reinstate our connection with the Baal Shem Tov, and we reinstate our connection with the Alter Rebbe. And we have 12 days till Rosh Hashanah. And then there's a question. Every year there's a big shtulim. The Shefer brings in a big shtulim. And the Shefer brings us inspiration to do tshuva and so on. What happens this year? First day of Rosh Hashanah is Shabbos. There's no Tkiyah Shefer. And the Rebbe brings from Sforim, and the answer is a very simple one. There's no Tkiyah Shefer, but it's Shabbos. So Shabbos does everything that the Shefer would do. Chas v'sholem, that should be diminished from us. But the Shabbos is so strong on the first day of Rosh Hashanah that it is everything, all the inspiration and everything. And if you're talking about Shuvah, says the Rebbe, Shabbos, Asias Toshiv. The Asias of Shabbos are Toshiv. Toshiv means to do Shuvah. So it also brings us the inspiration to do Shuvah, just as if we would hear the sound of the Shefer. So now we hear the sound of the Shabbos. That's not so simple, but the sound is there. The sound of the Shabbos, the specialty of the Shabbos, the special holiness and sanctification of Shabbos. So if we think about that, then that gives us the inspiration, the same inspiration as we would get through the sounding of the Shefer. Rabbi say this is the year of Hakhel. Whole year almost passed by. Hakhel is a buzzword for the coming of Mashiach. And therefore, in the few days before that are left, that we should ask, there should be a real Hakhel. That what the Rebbe says, Hakhel anoshim ve'ataf. as mentioned before on that program, that Hagheil that's in this Parshas Nitzofen Vayelech never happened. Now you're going to ask a question that Hagheil never happened. It says in Chumash Hagheil, Hanoshim Hanoshim Ve'ataf. You say it never happened. It never happened. And the answer to that, how come it never happened? The Rambam says it in Hilchos Chagiga in the third Perek, that they are a group of people who are poter from the Re'iyah, which means they're exempt from the mitzvah of the Re'iyah of going to Yerushalayim 3 times a year. And the same group of people, as a matter of fact, the Rambam did everything with a cheshbon. He counts 11 people that are exempt. Among them an old man. He's 99 years old and lives in Ashkelon. Does he have an obligation to go to Yerushalayim in Hagheil? The Rambam says he doesn't have. He says, okay, he can't, it's very difficult for him. What happens if a person is lame, he can't walk well? He's spotted from Hagheil. What happens if a person is asumo, he doesn't see? Iver, bom iver ufiseach. He's spotted from Hagheil. However, the big Hagheil is going to happen, do you know when? With the coming of Moshiach. Because as it says in Yirmiyah, and it's the Haftarah of the second day of Rosh Hashanah, and it's the song Hineni Mevi Eiso Me'edet Sofin V'kibatzti Meyad K'si Oretz. In that pasuk it says, Bom Iver Ufiseach Olo V'yeledes Yachdov. Iver, the person who was blind, until now he was spotted from Hagheil. Why was he spotted from Hagheil? Because he's blind. That's the halacha. If he's blind or deaf, 11 elements. But now, with the coming of Mashiach, where he will be able to see, there's going to be no more Iver, Bom Iver, the Iver will be able to see. Piseach, the person who limps. He was always spotted from Hagheil, but now he's not, because with the coming of Mashiach, he will be able to walk. However, Yeledes Yachdov, a woman that has to give birth to a child, and she lives in Kfar Chabad, is she obligated to go to Eretz Yisrael? The halacha is that she's not. However, now it's going to be Holov Yeledes Yachdov, everything together. She will be able to go to Yerushalayim El HaKedesh. So therefore, the real Hagheil of Hanoshim Ve'ataf, and that's why the Rebbe makes such a big shtudim about Hagheil, because Hagheil is another word for the coming of Mashiach. The real Hagheil of all Jewish men, all Jewish women, all Jewish children in Yerushalayim El HaKedesh is with the coming of Mashiach. Every Simchas Torah, Rabbi say, Simchas Torah during the day, the Rebbe would open his Siddur and Machzor to the Haftarah of the second day of Rosh Hashanah, not the first day, the second day of Rosh Hashanah. And he would say, Hineni mevi eisom me'eretz tzofein, v'kibatztim b'yad k'sei oretz, bo miviru fiseach horo v'yeledes yachdov, kol godel yoshuvu heino. ובגולו דידנו, ושמחו ובטוב לבובו, וטבע נירה והניגלה, ולמטו מעשר הטפוחים, ובחסד וברחמים, ותקף ומיד ממש.